О, more mics, or unless you want to hand it to him, I have more. It doesn't matter to me. So I have more microphones. Unless you want to just hand it to Michael, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
So whatever you want, I have another one.
I'll hang on to it because after he's done, I'm going to do the other one and walk off. How you doing? I'm going to slide that out there.
One.
I heard yesterday,
I'm getting money like I'm supposed to pay. 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 That's how I'm supposed to pay. Yeah, that's how I'm supposed to pay. Yeah, that's how I'm supposed to pay. Everything good like I'm supposed to pay. If your chick come close to me, she ain't going home when she supposed to pay. I'm getting money like I'm supposed to pay. I'm getting money like I'm supposed to pay. Oh, all my niggas close to me, and all the money leaving when they supposed to pay. Oh, the house go for me, like a chicks in a pig like supposed to me. Oh, that's how I'm supposed to pay. Yeah, that's how I'm supposed to pay. Yeah, that's how I'm supposed to pay. Everything good like I'm supposed to pay. Pull up to the club and they go up. If a girl wanna love when I show up, it's not my fault, she wanna know me. She told me it was just a hummer. She came down like she moved me, gave it up like a boogie. And that's right, so real. Cold nigga turn the summer to a girl. She sent me in the phone now.
awesome. First fight is
If y'all do come close to me, you gon' wanna ride out, baby, go for me. Go ahead, let your boy show for me. What you got, eat the booty like groceries. What you got, eat Bentley toast for me. I'm a cat, selling his soul for me. Ooh, it's how it's supposed to be. If he wants me, so it's supposed to be.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to welcome you to the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Today is the day for the official weigh-ins for tomorrow night's big fight card being held over across the street at the T-Mobile Arena. Pound for pound is what it's being called. The main event, the champion Sergey Kovalev going up against the challenger Andre Ward. This afternoon, we do welcome you for our official weigh-ins of all the fighters. We'll get started here in just a couple of minutes. And once we do, we're going to go through some of the preliminary bouts first. Then we'll bring up the fighters that'll be on the HBO televised portion of the show. And then we'll conclude with some of the other undercard weight fighters as well. The pound for pound is presented by Main Events, along with Rock Nation Sports, Crusher Promotions, and Andre Ward Promotions, and is sponsored by and presented by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, Monster Products, the global leader in premium headphones and speakers, Jetlux, choose the way you fly, Zappos, powered by Service, also by Jordan Brand, Shoe Palace, the ultimate experience, and of course the host hotel, the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas. So in just a few more minutes, we'll be starting our weigh-ins. We hope you enjoy it. Take lots of pictures, and don't forget, the first fight tomorrow over at the T-Mobile will begin at 2:45. 2:45 first bout. We have 10 bouts scheduled on the entire card. Lots of great fighters on the undercards. You really don't want to miss them. There's always great fights on those undercards. Doors will open at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Tickets are still available. You can go purchase them in person over at the T-Mobile box office. So once again, in a few minutes, we'll begin our weigh-ins. We do hope you enjoy it. Welcome to Las Vegas for all our visitors. Have a good time, everybody. Thank you.
I don't care what their names are. I just know Michael's going to do it. We'll figure it out. I got more. On two.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring up our first two fighters so that we can check their weights. Please welcome to the stage. They're going to be fighting a 6-round scheduled middleweight bout. We'd like to bring up Henry Beckford and Mayarim Nursultanov. Beckford and Nursultanov to the stage, please.
It's at 0.
We need Mayarim Nursultanov on the stage, please. The weigh-ins will be conducted by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. They are in charge of all the fights tomorrow. The chairman of the commission is Anthony A. Marnell III, and the executive director is Bob Bennett. Again, our first bout tomorrow will begin at 2:45. Doors open at 2 o'clock. The first bout is scheduled 6 rounds featuring middleweights. As soon as we get Nursultanov up here, we'll begin our weigh-ins. Mayarim Nursultanov, please come to the stage immediately, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin. First, coming up to the scales, once again fighting in a 6-round middleweight bout. Coming to us from Roosevelt, Long Island, New York. His record, 4 victories, 5 defeats, 1 KO. Here is Henry Captain Hook Beckford. 160 and 1/2 pounds for Beckford, 160 and a half. And stepping on the scales, his opponent. Tomorrow he'll be making his professional debut. Coming to us from Merky, Kazakhstan, here is Mayorim Nursultanov. £159, 159 for Nursultanov. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get our two fighters up front here, and they're going to face off. Get your cameras ready. On your right is Henry Beckford, weighing in at 160 and 1/2 pounds. His opponent, Mayorim Nursultanov, 159. Next to the scales, we need Abidov and Murtazaliv. Abidov, Murtazaliv, come to the stage, please. Ladies and gentlemen, our next two fighters are scheduled for 8 rounds in the middleweight division. First up to the scales, he comes to us from Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan. His record, 6 victories, no losses, 1 draw, with 2 wins by knockout. Here is Botisher Abidov. £157 for Abidov, 157. His opponent is from Grozny, Russia. He too is undefeated, 6 victories, 4 of his wins by knockout. This is Bakram Murtazaliv. Murtazaliv weighs in an even 160 pounds, 160. Middleweight scheduled for 8 rounds.
No shirt, no shirt.
On your right, Botisher Abidov, 157. His opponent, Bakram Murtazaliv, 160 pounds.
Let's go, boys. Thank you.
Next to the scales, we need DeLuke and Fredrickson. DeLuke and Fredrickson. Our next two fighters are scheduled for 8 rounds in the super lightweight division. First to the scales, he fights out of Boston, Massachusetts. A very fine record, 11 victories, 1 defeat, 2 wins by knockout. Here is Gabriel Duluc. $139 3/4 for Duluc. 139 3/4. Up next, his opponent fighting out of Toledo, Ohio. He is unbeaten as a professional, 14 bouts, 14 victories, 9 big wins by knockout. This is Sonny Fredrickson. 140 pounds, 140 for Fredrickson.
I would just get rid of that.
On your left, Gabriel Duluc, 139 3/4 pounds. His opponent, Sonny Fredrickson, weighed in at an even 140, 8 rounds super lightweight scheduled.
What's up, man?
Yeah, right.
Good. How you been?
Looking good? Never age? Just a little grayer? Aging or ancient?
You're going with yours, right? You're going with yours next, right?
Yeah. You all done?
For now. When you're done, I'll just send you.
They already got a guy who'll do it. It won't be on PA.
Michael, wrong one.
Right here. First one, okay, thank you. First one is going to be De La Rosa Stevens.
Yeah. No. Hooker.
So these are out of order.
No, it's they're the order of the fight.
Hello and welcome once again from the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I am Kira Mulvaney and this is the weigh-in for pound, the unified light heavyweight championship of the world between Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward. It is a battle between two undefeated fighters with almost identical records. They are meeting at the very top of their game. The winner not only gets to claim to be the best light heavyweight, but also quite possibly the very best fighter in the world, pound for pound. Andre and Sergey will be here on the scales very soon. We'll have the opportunity also to talk to them, to do some interviews with them. But first, we do also have 3 undercard bouts on the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view beginning on HBO at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And to take us through those undercard weigh-ins, I'm now going to hand it over to the very capable hands of the one, the only, Mr. Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the MGM Grand Garden Arena here at the fabulous MGM Grand of Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, tomorrow night, courtesy of the MGM Grand, we'll all be meeting at the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas for a great card of boxing culminating in the light heavyweight championship of the world, and perhaps the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world will come out of that contest. But at this time, let me remind you, there are a few tickets left at the T-Mobile Arena. You can get tickets at access.com, that's AXS.com, and of course the T-Mobile Arena box office. Tomorrow night, the contest is brought to you by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, Monster Products, global leader in premium headphones and speakers, Jetlux, Choose the Way You Fly, Zappos, powered by Service, Jordan Brand, and Shoe Palace, the ultimate experience. Well, let's get things started with the first pay-per-view contest the fans at home will be seeing, and you'll see in the arena live. Coming up to the scales, this contest will be for the WBA Continental America's Middleweight Championship. Let's welcome to the stage first the challenger, originally from Mexico, now living, training, and fighting out of San Benito, Texas. His record, 23 victories, 13 wins by knockout, only 4 defeats. James the King de la Rosa. And next onto the stage, his opponent from Brownsville, New York. One of the most entertaining and exciting middleweights in the world today. 28 victories, 21 wins by knockout, only 5 defeats. He's the former NABF champion, the reigning and defending WBA Continental America's Middleweight Champion, Curtis, the Cerebral Assassin Stevens. First onto the scales will be the challenger. An excellent record, 23 wins, 13 by knockout, James the King de la Rosa. $159 3/4 pounds for the challenger. Next up onto the scales, the WBA Continental America's Middleweight Champion. 28 wins, 21 of those wins by knockout, from Brownsville, New York, Curtis, the Cerebral Assassin Stevens. $157 1/2 for the champion Stevens. Here they are, challenger and champion, James the King de la Rosa, and the champ, Curtis Stevens. Next up onto the scales, this will be for the NABO Super Lightweight Championship. Let's bring up the challenger. His record, an outstanding one, 33 victories, 21 wins by knockout, with only 2 defeats and 1 draw. He comes to us from San Pedro de Arbera, Colombia. The former interim WBA light welterweight world champion, the challenger, Darlis Perez. And next on to the stage, preparing for the weigh-in, he's the defending champion, 21 victories, 16 wins by knockout. He doesn't have a loss on his record with 2 draws. Undefeated from Dallas, Texas, the NABO Super Lightweight Champion, Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker. Stepping onto the scales first will be the challenger. Once again, an outstanding record, 33 victories, 21 wins by knockout, only 2 defeats. Comes to us from Colombia, the former interim WBA World Lightweight Champion. $137.5 pounds for the challenger. Next on to the scales, the reigning and defending NABO Super Lightweight Champion, the undefeated Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker. £139 for the defending champion, Mighty Mo, Maurice Hooker. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the fighters for the NABO Super Lightweight Championship Contest. Challenger from San Pedro de Uraba, Colombia, Darlis Perez. The reigning and defending champion from Dallas, Texas, Mighty Mo, Maurice Hooker. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in just a few minutes, we're going to go to the official weigh-in for the main event tomorrow night. The contest for what will be recognized as the Universal Undisputed Light Heavyweight Championship of the world, and just as important, who will be, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world. This will be only the 3rd time in the history of the Ring Magazine rankings that 2 undefeated top 5 pound-for-pound fighters will face each other in Ring Magazine's history. A great fight tonight, and it's all tomorrow night by way of the MGM Grand at the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. And a reminder once again, there are some tickets left, some good seats in all sections, all available at the T-Mobile Arena box office, and of course through axs.com, AXS.com.
I'm joined right now by Maurice Hooker. Look, a great opportunity for you. You've been looking terrific on untelevised undercards. Now this is your opportunity to show your stuff to a much wider audience. What can people expect to see from you?
A knockout.
I know it's important to you. You're a 140-pound fighter. You're dedicating this fight to the late, great Aaron Pryor. Let's talk about that just a sec.
He was a wonderful boxer, known for knockout, and I'm doing the same thing he was known for.
A man of few words, maybe a man of few rounds, Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker.
We're just minutes away from that weigh-in for the featured contest of tomorrow night. Once again, a reminder, our great sponsors tomorrow, Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, Monster Products, global leader in premium headphones and speakers, Jetlux, Choose the Way You Fly, Zappos, powered by Service, Jordan Brand, and Shoe Palace, the ultimate experience. And a reminder, once again, tickets are available at axs.com, axs.com, and at the T-Mobile Arena Las Vegas box office. When we get to that main event weigh-in just about 90 seconds, I want to remind everybody the official weigh-in is conducted by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the executive director, Mr. Bob Bennett, at the scales and in charge.
She's not 21. She cannot be on stage. She got to go down. Everyone, IDs. I want to see IDs.
And I just found out, ladies and gentlemen, you can buy tickets right here at the MGM Grand and any MGM Grand properties, and at the concierge here in the hotel.
What? Yeah.
Just seconds away. Hey folks, are you ready? All right, we're seconds away. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, it's time for the official weigh-in for the contest that will be held at the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. And it's all brought to you by Main Events, Rock Nation Sports, Crusher Promotions, and Andre Ward Promotions. At this time, let's bring the fighters to the stage for the official weigh-in. 12 rounds of boxing for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Coming up first to the stage, he's an Olympic gold medal champion that turned professional and now has a perfect record consisting of 30 fights, 38 victories, including 15 wins by knockout. From Oakland, California, USA, He is the undefeated two-time champion of the world, Andre S.O.G. Ward. And let's bring up next to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning and defending champion, also undefeated as a professional. 31 fights, 30 victories, 26 KOs in those 30 wins. He has one draw. He comes to us from Chelyabinsk, Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, making the 9th defense of his championship belts, the reigning and defending undefeated light heavyweight champion of the world, Sergey Kovalev. Stepping onto the scales first, this time as a challenger for the first time in many years in his career. His record once again a perfect one. 30 fights, 30 victories, 15 wins by KO. From Oakland, California, USA, the two-time world champion, Andre Ward. 175 pounds for Andre S.O.G. Ward. Next up onto the scales, also undefeated. He's the reigning and defending champion. His record also with 30 wins, but 26 of those wins by knockout. He has one draw in his 31 fights. He is the reigning and defending WBA, WBO, IBF light heavyweight champion of the world, Sergey Kovalev. Mr. Bob Bennett, Executive Director of the Nevada State Athletic Board. The results are 175 pounds for the reigning and defending champion, Sergey Kovalev. And it's all tomorrow night here in Las Vegas by way of the MGM Grand at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Pound for pound, who will be the best fighter in the world at the end of 12 rounds or less? The challenger, two-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist, Andre Ward. The defending champion, undefeated, from Chelyabinsk, Russia, Sergey Kovalev. Boxing fans, are you ready? Tomorrow night, by way of the MGM Grand at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's the pound-for-pound title and the light heavyweight championship of the world, live on HBO pay-per-view. Let's hear it. Challenger and champion Andre Ward, champion Sergey Kovalev. Stick around, folks. We're going to have interviews with the challenger and champion right now live on the stage. And then one more weigh-in.
I am joined right now by the champion, Sergey Kovalev. Sergey, how does it feel to look at after all you've gone through to get to this point? How does it feel right now?
I'm very happy to be here, and I will disappoint you behind and against me. Believe me. Be happy, guys. Tomorrow will be a very great fight, I'm sure.
You are the defending champion. You are the underdog. He is the favorite. Does that surprise you? Do you even care?
I don't care at all. Tomorrow we'll find out who's the best. You know, like it's like underdog or favorite, like you know, everything we'll find out tomorrow. Tomorrow will crash day. Will be crash date November 19th.
We've seen you outbox an excellent veteran in Bernard Hopkins. Can you outbox an excellent veteran in Andre Ward, or do you have to knock him out?
Of course, I'm gonna be knock him out, and a few times knock him down. It's my goal.
Sergey Kovalev, thanks very much and all the very best. And we're joined now by the other side of the equation, Andre Ward. Andre, I get the impression you guys don't just want to win this fight. You want to make a really big statement and win this fight very impressively and remind people of how good you are. Is that fair to say?
I mean, it's simple. He don't like me, and I don't like him.
I noticed that there'd been some needle between your camps. I felt that there was at least some respect between you two as fighters. Are you telling me that that's kind of out the window now, at least until the fight is over?
I mean, at the end of the day, he's a champion. So, you know, I respect him as a champion. He's a great champion. And, you know, I'm a great champion as well. I've been a champion for many years. And I'm trying to become a 5-time world champion and 2-division world champion. And I'm not leaving Las Vegas without them belts.
32 years old, Olympic champion, been a professional for 12 years. Is the best still ahead for Andre Ward?
I believe tomorrow night's going to be my best performance the fans have ever seen. That's what I've trained for. That's what I've prepared for. And in big fights like this, great fighters rise to the occasion. And that's what I plan on doing.
Thank you very much, Andre Ward.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go to the final weigh-in of the afternoon. Oh, we've got one more after this, but right now we're going to weigh in the final pay-per-view fight here this afternoon at the MGM Grand. This is an NABF Light Heavyweight Championship contest. First up onto the stage and then on the scales will be the challenger, originally from Ballantrae, Malawi, but now living and training out of Johannesburg, South Africa. He's the former WBC International Light Heavyweight Champion. 24 victories, 10 wins by knockout, 4 defeats with 2 draws. Please welcome Isaac, the Golden Boy, Chilemba. And ladies and gentlemen, just coming onto the stage, how about a round of applause for one of the all-time great fighters in the history of boxing, the former 5-time world champion, Roy Jones Jr. Next up onto the stage, a bronze medalist from the London Games, undefeated as a professional, 11 fights, 11 victories, 9 wins by knockout. He is the defending champion in this contest. He comes from Kharkov, Ukraine, now living, training, and fighting out of Oxnard, California, Alexander Gvozdy. First onto the scales, the young man from Malawi, now training and fighting out of Joburg, South Africa. His record, 24 victories, 10 wins by knockout. Isaac Golden Boy Chalemba. $174, 3/4 pounds for the challenger, Chalemba. Next up onto the scales, a bronze medalist, now an undefeated champion. He holds this NABF light heavyweight title, 11-0 as a pro with 9 KOs, Alexander Gvozdy. $175, 3/4 pounds. That's 3/4 over. He has 2 hours to lose the 3. Correction. 174, 3/4 pounds. 1/4 pound under the 175 limit for the defending champion. And we've got 3 more weigh-ins to do. We'll have them underway in just a few minutes. Stepping forward to the stage, challenger and champion, Chalemba and Gvozdy for the NABF Light Heavyweight Championship, all part of the HBO pay-per-view show tomorrow night, live here in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. Some tickets still available, and available through Axis.com, AXS.com, along with all MGM properties at their box offices and at the concierge. Please welcome back to the microphone for the rest of the weigh-ins, Mr. Jake Gutierrez.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Buffer. We're going to continue with the weigh-ins. These are on the undercard. Up next, a very special 4-round super middleweight bout. So we'd like to bring up Shields and Crew, please. Shields and Crew.
One, two.
You're going to go first, so go ahead. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in just a second we'll have our fighters on the scales. Once again, 4 rounds, super middleweights, a very special attraction on tomorrow night's fight card over at the T-Mobile Arena. Getting ready to come up to the scales, she'll be making her professional debut from Baltimore, Maryland. Here's Franchon Crew.
You're in my way. That's why the stanchions are here.
168 pounds for Crew, 168. And her opponent, she too will be making her professional debut. She is a two-time United States Olympic gold medalist, highly decorated amateur boxer. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Clarissa Shields. £167, 167. And there she is, Clarissa Shields, with her gold medals, U.S. representative in the last two Olympics. We're going to have our photo moment here, ladies and gentlemen. On your left, Franchon Crew weighed in at 168, making her professional debut. Her opponent, Clarissa Shield, also making her debut at 167.
Cruise their zone, but yeah.
I'm joined by two-time Olympic gold medalist, professional debutante, Clarissa Shields. Clarissa, it's been great to see wherever you go around the country, boxing fans generally react to you in a way that a lot of fighters wish fans reacted to them. What kind of a response have you had since you've won your 2 Olympic medals?
I experience this every day of my life, which is fine. Everywhere I go, it's pictures, autographs, and everybody wants to know what I'm doing next. So I'm great to be, I feel great to be taking this next step and having my pro debut tomorrow.
And it's a huge card to be making a pro debut on as well, one of the biggest fights of the year.
Yeah, we're one of the best fighters of the year. I mean, Andre Ward is fighting. And so don't ask me who I'm going for. I'm an Andre Ward fan.
How different is it to prepare for a professional fight than it has been for being an amateur fighter all these years?
Well, I really just had to eat a lot different for this fight. Even though I went up I actually fought at 168 for this fight, but I've been eating extremely healthy, more of added muscle than anything.
All right, well, look, we wish you best of luck, not only on Saturday, but for the rest of your career. Thank you very much. Clarissa Shields.
Next to the scales, we need McCreary and Jennings, please. McCreary and Jennings to the scales. Our next weigh-in will be for 6-round featherweight fighters. Again, over at the T-Mobile Arena. While they're getting ready to come up here, I just want to remind you, doors will open at 2 o'clock tomorrow. First bout set to go off at 2:45. 10 bouts total on the card. We do hope you make it out to the early bouts. Lots of action scheduled on those fights. Getting ready to come up to the scales. Fighting out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. His record, 5 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw. He has 4 of his 5 wins by knockout. Here is Vincent Jennings. 126 and a half pounds for Jennings, 126 and a half. And his opponent, undefeated as a professional, 11 bouts, 11 victories, 6 wins by knockout, from Toledo, Ohio. Here is Tyler McCreary. £128 for McCreary, 128. Once again, we have Vincent Jennings weighing in at 126 and a half. Tyler McCreary, an even 128 pounds. 6 rounds scheduled in the featherweight division. All right, we have one more bout to weigh in, so let's bring up Ratani Ko and Rock. Ratani Ko and Rock to the scales, please.
Aldo, ask him how much do you think will come in. No, the guy. Ask him also. So we can set the scale.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next 2 fighters, the big men of boxing, 4 rounds in the heavyweight division. First, coming up to the scales, he fights out of San Pedro, California. His record, 4 victories, 4 defeats with 1 draw. 3 of those 4 wins by knockout. Here is Bryce Ratani Ko. £242 for Ratani Ko, 242. And ready to come up to the scales, unbeaten as a professional, 5 victories with 4 big wins by knockout from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here is Darmani Rock. 241 pounds, 241 for Rock. Again, our heavyweight fighters getting ready to pose here. 4 rounds scheduled. On your left, Bryce Ratani Ko in at 242. His opponent, the unbeaten Darmani Rock, at 241 pounds. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our official weigh-ins for tomorrow night's big card entitled Pound for Pound over at the T-Mobile Arena. Don't forget, doors open at 2 o'clock. First bout starts at 2:45. And it's all presented by Main Events, Rock Nation Sports, Crusher Promotions, and Andre Ward Promotions. And it's being sponsored by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, Monster Products, the global leader in premium headphones and speakers, Jetlux, choose the way you fly, Zappos, powered by Service, Jordan Brand, and Shoe Palace, the ultimate experience. And again, we do want to thank the host hotel for this great event, the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you at the fights tomorrow night. Have a good night.